What's up, guys? Excuse me. Jazz Borgonzo here once again. What's next? We're going to cover a couple of things in this video. Two very interesting news stories over the last few days. One involving media, actually both involving media. But I came across these on my feed and very intrigued, very interested, and something I think you guys would be interested in too. But let's take a look. Story number one comes out of Breitbart. Houston reporter says network is muzzling her and will release recorded audio. That is Ivory Hecker, a reporter for Fox 26 based in Houston, Texas, says Monday on live TV the station's owner has been muzzling her for reporting and will be releasing audio proof of the corruption. Hecker, a general assignment reporter, was reporting on a heat wave in Texas. Yes, she was reporting on the weather in Texas as she proceeded to announce her plans to release recordings she has through Project Veritas of conversations she had with FOX Corp. Quote, before we get into our story, I want to let you know, the viewers know that FOX Corp has been muzzling me to keep certain information from you, the viewers, and from what I am gathering, I'm not the only reporter being subjected to this. I'm going to be releasing some recordings about what goes on behind the scenes at Fox because it applies to you, the viewers, she continued. I found a nonprofit journalism group called Project Veritas that's going out to help put that out tomorrow, so tune in. But as far as the heat wave of Texas, you can see what's going on. You can see what it's doing to AC units, she said. Let's play the little clip.
Outages across the region. Fox 26 reporter Ivory Hecker is live in Montgomery County to take a look at that aspect.
Thanks, guys. That's right. Before we get to that story, I want to let you, the viewers, know that Fox Corp has been muzzling me to keep certain information from you, the viewers. And from what I'm gathering, I am not the only reporter.
Drops the bomb.
To this, I am going to be releasing some recordings about what goes on behind the scenes at Fox because it applies to you, the viewers. I found a nonprofit journalism group called Project Veritas. It's going to help put that out tomorrow, so tune into them. But as for this heat wave across Texas, you can see what it's doing to AC units.
Now, let me just jump to this clip. And this is Ivory Hecker on Project Veritas, and she is talking about some of the issues regarding her muzzling on Fox Corp.
For standing up against censorship.
In my opinion, you failed as a reporter.
From the inside, yes, there's a narrative. Yes, it is unspoken. But if you accidentally step outside the narrative, if you don't sense what that narrative is and go with it, there will be grave consequences for you.
It's not just about the viewers. It's about what our CEO reads. It's about what our GM reads.
My question is very simple. Why are you doing this?
It affects the viewers. That's why I'm doing this. The viewers are being deceived by a carefully crafted narrative in some stories.
I have passed on Bitcoin stories. African-American audience of 5, it's probably not going to play. That's a choice I'm making, an editorial choice.
That seems sort of a racially charged statement
Wow.
to make.
I want out of this narrative news telling. I want out of this corruption.
Are you afraid of doing this?
I haven't had a lot of fear about it. I'm so horrified at what the news business has stooped to.
What you just heard was our newest insider, Fox 26 reporter Ivory Hecker, blowing the whistle on her own network's bias. Hecker felt compelled to come forward and shine a light on what she says is Fox 26 being, quote, deceptive to viewers.
My thoughts on this. Wow. Normally you would get whistleblowers like this regarding NBC, ABC, MSNBC, the clowns over at Cuck News Network, other online avenues, Facebook, for example. The whistleblowers they've exposed, Veritas exposed on Facebook, in Google. But for Fox News, has been relatively unscathed, probably not since all the sexual allegations regarding the late Roger Ailes over at Fox News by Megyn Kelly and others. But regarding this, this Ivory Hecker, she comes out of nowhere. Hey, there's a heat wave. Hey, by the way, bomb drop. And I mean, literally, she drops the bomb, drops the mic, and then rolls out. Could she potentially lose her job at Fox, local Fox 26 in Texas? Possibly. Or worse, she gets suspended and she gets taken off the air for a week or so and then gets put back on. But for her to do Veritas-like reporting regarding this, one, it's impressive. Two, anybody who knows about Project Veritas knows that they have a history of hitting it on the nose, of getting things right, especially with undercover reporting. But this is going to be very interesting as this goes on. You could look at it one of two ways. Either A, she's trying to make a name for herself. She's just tired of the whole, I don't know if she does the weather or basically she's just, they say she's an assignment reporter. Or she believes in what she's saying and she's going to, she's just tired of the shenanigans going on in Fox because it happens everywhere. Fox is not excluded from this. It's going to be very interesting. I didn't get to watch the entire report with Project Veritas. I will, and I will give you a full feedback on that. But this is something that's wow. Like I said, I posted. It'd be interesting if Tucker Carlson reaches out to her. If his producers reach out to her and say, hey, come on, tell us what you know, Fox going against Fox. So it should be, like I said, I use this word probably like the last 30 or 40 seconds, but like I said, it's interesting. It's very interesting. It's intriguing. Yeah. Let's move on to story number 2. And this comes out of Town Hall. This was an interview done with the President Vladimir Putin of Russia by NBC, and asks if U.S. assassinated Ashley Babbitt. Putin asked him that question. Days ahead of his summit with President Biden in Geneva, Russian President Vladimir Putin said the United States was being hypocritical in its criticism of the way the country handles internal dissent. During an interview with with NBC, Putin said Russia was no worse than the United States in this regard and uses the government handling of the January 6th Capitol incident, you could say riot, as an example. He even pointed out to the hundreds of arrests of suspects in the U.S. Capitol riot and the death of one rioter in particular as proof that the United States has also targets its citizens for political opinions, just as Russia's is accused of stifling dissent. The FBI has arrested people for the violence inflicted on the seat of the government in Washington rather than for their political opinions. Quote, we have a saying, don't be mad at the mirror if you are ugly. Interesting. He said, it has nothing to do with you personally, but if someone blames us for something, what I say is, why don't you look at yourselves? You will see yourselves in the mirror, not us. He who cast the first stone. Putin shows flashes of defiance when he was asked whether it was a coincidence that several other political rivals have been assassinated in recent years. We don't have this kind of habit of assassinating anybody, Putin said when he was asked whether he ordered Navalny killed. All right. We're going to take a look at this clip right now. This is from the Tucker Carlson show on Fox. No relation to the first part of this video in regarding Ivory Hecker. But this is in regards to Vladimir Putin, of course, as I just read the article. It's a bit tasty. Let's take a look.
That's their position. They say that out loud. They did today. So what is this exactly? Well, it's a big change in the way the United States government assesses and then treats its own citizens. We are living through the transformation of a formerly democratic republic into something else. We're looking at growing authoritarianism. That's not an overstatement. Vladimir Putin knows authoritarian systems very well, and he sees clearly what is happening in this country. Watch this.
Did you order Alexei Navalny's assassination?
Of course not. We don't have this kind of habit of assassinating anybody. That's one. Number two is, I want to ask you, did you order the assassination of the woman who walked into the Congress and who was shot and killed by a policeman? Do you know
Boom! Oh my gosh!
50 individuals were arrested after entering the Congress, and
wow.
they didn't go there to steal a laptop. They came with political demands.
Okay.
Wow.
So yeah, we just played tape of Vladimir Putin. Now, under normal circumstances, we would never play tape of a foreign adversary criticizing our government. But honestly, those are fair questions. Who did shoot Ashley Babbitt, and why?
Wow. Okay, my thoughts. For only Tucker Carlson. I'll tell you right now, you gotta love Tuck. You can't cuck the Tuck. But he is absolutely right. It's a fair question I ask. And so you think Vladimir Putin is not up to it, is not up to what's going on here in the United States regarding its politics and regarding its social media? No, I'm not praising the guy. The guy's a killer. He is. The guy's former KGB. And the guy is pretty much going to be the forever president of Russia till he dies, or somebody takes him out. But in this interview that he did with NBC, I got to give Putin a lot of credit because if you're going to throw stones at me, if you're going to go into my house and say, okay, you need to do A, B, and C, but then if I flip the script and I throw it back at you, say, hey, you know what? No, you need to look what's going on in your house before you start jumping on this. He's absolutely correct. Like I said, he who cast the first, he who has not sinned, cast the first stone. I will use that biblical reference in this case. Because Putin's right. He's absolutely right regarding, okay, who killed Ashley Babbitt? He didn't say it, but he was like, okay. But he poses the question once again. And Tucker, who's been trying to dig into this as far as what's been going on with this. But you're right. The cop who shot Ashley Babbitt, the DC cop who shot Ashley Babbitt during the January 6 riots, has been buried, has been thrown in the memory hole, and made to go away. He's been buried so deep, they'll find Jimmy Hoffa before they find this guy. Instead of just saying, you know what, take responsibility. You shot an unarmed woman who basically was just, breaking and entering. That's all you had. You shot her. U.S. government, face up to it. It makes you look like a POS. Dementia, President Dementia, it makes you look like a POS. But this is going to continue in regards to trying to get to the truth of who shot Ashley Babbitt. But it was very interesting. For Putin to bring that up in an interview, you're like, hey, okay, you'll come after me, I can come back twice as hard. But with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.